welcome to a new speed build in The Sims 4. And today I'm finally building the starter house that I've been talking about for the last maybe 2 weeks or something like that. And I'm really happy with this house. So I will share on the screen right now a picture of the house that I took the inspiration from. And the idea that I wanted to go for with this house was some kind of a beachy feel to this house. And I also only used base game items with this house, so you can easily download it and install it in your game, even if you don't have all of the packs that came with The Sims 4. So yeah, it's a really affordable house. I actually built it on a 20 by 15 lot, and I think those lots are only worth 1,500 simoleons. So while I was building this house, I took that in account, so the house is worth only 19,000 and almost 500 simoleons. So it's still quite expensive if you just start off with the amount of money that the game gives you, and I think the game, if I remember well, only gives you 20,000 simoleons when you start off. So you can afford this house pretty easily. Also, as I was editing the video, I realized that I forgot to place a garbage can in the front of the house, so I might go back into build mode later before uploading this house on the gallery so that I can add a garbage can, but I'm also probably going to be deleting a couple of plants or maybe a few decorative items so that I can afford the garbage can and that you can also afford this house without being maybe 20 simoleons short, which is, and I'm sure this is really frustrating. So this house, there is only 2 different, or at least maybe 3 different items on which you can work on your skills. There is an easel, there is the garden as well, so there is no backyard, there is only a front yard, which I guess is fine. And there is also a bookshelf. And here what I just did is actually delete what's underneath the stairs, because you can easily gain, I think, more than 300 simoleons if you just delete what's under the stairs. So it's easy money, I guess. So yeah, this house, it's really simple on the inside. It really didn't take me that long to furnish the interior and work on the exterior. But something that was really frustrating for me was the landscaping, because I really like landscaping. I love placing all of the plants everywhere, and I really had to look for the money when I was starting the landscaping, so I didn't place too many things. But I guess I could have just not placed as many plants and maybe focus a bit more on the interior rather than the exterior, but this is something that I'm so worried about. And there is a corner of the house, it's on the right back corner of the house. I will try to place a few trees, but in the end I'm just going to be placing a few different bushes so that, you know, it's not that empty. But I was really frustrated with that particular area of the house because it was so empty. This is the area right here. I was just so frustrated because I couldn't place too many plants, because the plants in The Sims 4 are really expensive. And I feel like those plants should really be just free, or maybe 1 simoleons each, because, you know, you don't really choose when you want to have a plant, or, you know, plants don't really cost that much, except if you want to buy it in a florist or something like that. Usually, you know, trees and everything, you don't really pay for them, or at least I don't think so. But yeah, this is when I was actually struggling with this corner and trying to figure out what to do with it, because it was so empty. So in the end, I just did something quick like that. I don't think this is really expensive, but, you know, it's there. It's there anyway. So now I'm moving on to the interior, and I struggled a little bit with the wallpaper because I wanted to go for something that looked quite old. As I said, I wanted for this house to have kind of a beachy feel to it, and some of the items that came with the base game are kind of run down, and this was actually something that I really liked with this house because, I don't know, I was imagining a sim who was kind of creative and would have liked to live on the beach side, but unfortunately didn't have enough money, so they just took this house, rented this house, and they just bought a couple of furnitures, and they wanted to have those furniture being like they were from the beach or something like that and kind of run down. Maybe they got them from the flea market or something like that, and I was really happy to use those furnitures. But with the wallpaper, I felt like this main area, which is the living, dining and kitchen area, I felt like it was quite dark, so I'm actually going to change the wallpaper. I'm also going to change the counters because I wanted to go for the cheapest one, but there was no colors with the counter that I was really pleased with, so I'm going to go back to that. At some point I'm actually going to move on to the bedroom because I I didn't know what to do with this area. And I tried also to place those tiles on the wall, which I actually didn't change because I thought they were going pretty well with the wallpaper that I'm going to be using in the end, which I think is the wallpaper that I'm placing right now. So yeah, I wanted to go for something, you know, pretty basic, because usually when you rent an apartment or rent a house, and you know, the walls usually are white or not really decorated. So yeah, I wanted to go for something pretty simple with that. And here I'm just focusing a bit more on the living room because I was so frustrated with the kitchen that I needed to work on something different. And here is actually when I'm going to move on to the bedroom. And the bedroom is really simple. And I decided to use this bed because there are some leaves on it. And I was thinking that this was the kind of bed that you would have in a beach house for some reason. I know this is the cheapest bed, but I kind of like this bed, you know, I don't know, it looks modern and everything. I'm kind of sad though that it's not really that comfortable for The Sims. I don't know, it's so simple, it's so nice. This is the kind of bed that I used to have for a while, and it wasn't that uncomfortable, to be honest. So yeah, really basic bedroom, and then I'm going to move on to the bathroom actually, because there's only one, which is actually the most decorated decorated room in the house. And I knew that as I was furnishing the bathroom, I could have gone maybe with less furnitures, you know, decorative items inside. But I don't know, I think I talked about this on an earlier speed build, but I don't know, I feel so inspired to furnish bathrooms for some reason. I always have so many ideas, so of course with this one I went for something pretty basic. And once again, I only used items that came with the base game. And yeah, there are a few decorative items, a bit more than there is in all the other rooms in the house, but I don't know, it looked kind of cozy, and I don't know why, I'm always so inspired for bathrooms. And so now I'm going back to the kitchen, and I'm going to change the counters to those more modern ones. And I feel like it looks better this way, because the other ones, there were no colors that I was really happy with. And I wanted to go for something kind of blue with some of the furnitures to try and mix and match the colors, because the walls are kind of light. And I'm actually going to be changing the couch and the rug so that, you know, we can have this contrast between light colors and dark colors. And I really like actually this main area. It looks kind of cozy, and I guess, you know, it's fine to just start the game in this house with a single sim, or maybe with a family. And I guess you can also add on an upstairs later on. So it's a house that can be also really easily renovated. But anyway, I'm actually going to leave you here, guys. So in the description, there is all of the information you need if you want to download this house on the gallery. There is also a link to the online gallery if you want to download it directly over there. But I'm actually going to leave you here, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will enjoy the rest of this video, and I will talk to you in the next one.